What's up, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Happy Monday, by the way. Let's get started with our week here. First things first, I want to let you guys know that I will be streaming for CVC. It is going to be personal rewards, but we're going to be taking it chill on stream. Make sure you guys drop on by. With that out of the way, in this video, we're going to go over some news here that Plarium just gave to us so that you guys are all caught up. So first things first. From Plarium, there is going to be seasonal changes. So live arena seasonal changes will be happening. And they're going to implement this thing called the underdog system, which adjusts number of points gained or lost based on the difference between the two players' season points. Now, this is a pretty big change, and I think it's really going to help a lot of people with their matchmaking. They implement this, it's not a new thing. This is not a new thing. So previously, I used to play StarCraft 2, climbing ladder and all that stuff. And this is exactly what would happen with their MMR matchmaking system. You basically lose and gain points depending on how strong your opponent is or how big the difference is in your rankings. So here, the larger the gap point between players in a match pair, the fewer points the higher ranked player will earn by winning. If the lower ranked player wins, the full points are rewarded. The same goes the other way around. If the higher ranked player loses, they'll lose the full amount of points if the lower ranked players and if the lower ranked players, they'll lose less points. So the max points earned and max points lost, they're no different than right now. So right now we can gain 9 or lose 3. So in the future, after these changes, is going to be scaling, going from 1 to 9 points and then 1 to 3 points. This means that players will climb slower and decay slower, meaning that players will probably, gravitate all towards each other in the end. But you can kind of tell here that there is a pretty wide spread of points between the players. If the players are relatively close, 0 to 50 points difference, it's the full 9 points being awarded. But if you are over 1,000 points away, you can only get 1 point for the win. Now, I would say previously, getting these points or matchups, should I say, like the 1,000 plus point difference matchups, I think were happening a little bit too frequently. But it'll be up to Plarium's matchmaking to make sure that we're not consistently getting players completely out of our range so that we have the opportunity to get points. Because, for example, if you have 10 tokens a day and you are consistently getting opponents that are 1,000 points away from you, that means your total allowable points that you can get per day varies, right? It varies now. So this could be a big problem for people, especially if you're trying to map out how you can make your seasonal rewards, how you can finish the 1,320 total points, because now you're not working with 9 points per win anymore. Now you're working with a varied scale. And if Plarium doesn't properly match you up with players with smaller point differences, then you're going to be getting a lot less points, even if you win. So again, back to my example, if the worst case scenario, you are basically playing players that are consistently 1,000 points away from you, even if you win 10 in a row, you're only going to get 10 points. Whereas previously you would have gotten 90 points towards your seasonal final chest, right? So this can be a big problem, because now what we were working with in the past of 9 points per win now is no longer the case. That is actually probably the best case scenario. And we are also working with now we're working with players that are very close to your overall point score, which means they might be more difficult in terms of in terms of beating them. So I could see this being a problem in terms of how difficult it will be to complete the 1,320 total season points that you need for the relic materials. But we'll see. Conversely, the losses will be much less, but obviously the magnitude of points changes the most on the wins. But this is going to come down to how well the matchmaking is going to be from Plarium. Anyways, they mentioned there's going to be a visual bug as well at the end of that. And that's about it. But this is a pretty big change. It's a good thing for, more consistent matchmaking, which means, less lopsided battles. But I could see this being a problem for the total seasonal points required to get the 1,320. It might, no longer be viable. It really depends on the matchmaking. but we will see. Also, guys, for the next 2 days, we do have 2 progressive events. I got them up right here above my head. We got some decent champions here, but also keep in mind that these are basically just shard bait for people looking to hit some key champions. Now, we got some pretty good champions here on day 1. So day 1, we got Freya coming in. We got Kaioku, Knave of Hearts, Stragos, Islin, and Wixwell. A lot of these are fusions in the past. Obviously, I think Freya would be the strongest of these non-voids. But Wixwell, obviously, if you pull Wixwell, you got a 1-key Ultra Nightmare team very easily. Stragos, Islin can be pretty good for areas like if you're progressing through Hydra and stuff. He has decreased speed, he has Provoke, he has good survivability. Knave of Hearts, he has a Provoke. He can handle the Scarab King very easily with his max HP, Restore, and Destroy. Kaioku, kind of just a clan boss specialist at this point, I guess. She can be good support in wave-based content. She can also play like maybe a go second team as you're progressing through the arena. As for the boys, we got 2 Hanorok. She is a free champion nowadays for brand new accounts. But she's still very solid. She brings block buffs and then decrease attack with the debuff spread. She also brings increase defense as well as increased speed with the accuracy aura. She's just a solid champion, a great passive as well. Grazur, max HP damage, AoE, shields. He has a great passive that keeps everybody healed up and keeps himself from dying on first hit. So he's a good champion as well. And then we have Khan, Branchbreaker, damage dealer, scales off of shields on himself, and was a guaranteed Deck of Fate champion at one point. Honestly, these champions, yes, they can be good, but none of these are basically like break open the piggy bank to go after these champions, in my opinion. But that's going to be day 1. On day 2, let's have a look at these. We got Elva Autumnborn. Very solid, very good. Had a little bit of value surge for Chimera, just a flexible kit, cleanse, increased speed, single target revive, continuous heals. Good champion, block debuffs. And then we have Duchess, Little 2. We have the AoE, damage mitigation. Great champion still, can carry you anywhere throughout the game. So if you pick her up early, she's going to be a big carry for you. Brings the plus attack, brings the Veil, block debuffs, team, revive, and speed in all battles aura. And then we have Glacate, the Meltwater, basically a force version, force offense version of Duchess. Also brings Veil, increase attack, meter boost, and a team-wide heal as well. Kaja arrives, same thing. We got team-wide revive. Sorry, I misspoke. Meltwater brings a revive, not a heal. Kaja also brings the team-wide revive. She brings a soft cleanse. She has good base speed, speed in all battles aura as well. Pythion, another team reviver, brings heals on the A1, brings a cleanse, block debuffs. Strong overall champion. I guess the theme of this is just all team revives or revive champions, since Elva is only a single target revive. Sulfurion, also team revive, brings HP burns, can burn through Stone Skin. I use Sulfurion for my live arena squad, just go through some Stone Skin. He also brings, like I said, a team revive, brings shields as well. Lady Noelle was the December fusion, brings a very, very powerful team revive on a 3-turn cooldown. So she's actually very special in that regard. Also brings some CC with that revive as well. Big arena speed aura. And then we have Rack of Valtide, also another team revive, brings a cleanse, brings plus attack. So it's interesting. All like day 2, obviously a better crop of champions, I think, especially if you get to pull any one of these if you're progressing through the game. Obviously theme here is the reviver theme. And you can kind of tell there's very subtle differences between some of them, like Duchess and Glacade. They're basically very similar to each other, except Glacade gives you bonuses, like some damage bonuses for the team, whereas Duchess gives you damage mitigation for the team. Glacade also gives you turn meter. At this point, Glacade's probably the better champion because if you wanted to min-max your damage, he's going to give your team more damage as opposed to survivability. Rack of Valtide's also very interesting. She's kind of like Duchess-ish mixed with, other champions, but she does bring a cleanse, and she does have a revive that places block debuffs. So it's interesting. Her plus attack and her block debuffs are basically split into 2 skills, whereas Duchess kind of puts them into 1 skill, the plus attack and the block debuffs. But yeah, all these champions are basically just kind of versions of each other, slight versions of each other, but any one of them will carry you super hard in any content as you're progressing through the game. So that's day 2. Honestly, like, yes, they're all good, but these are not like Omega S tier champions for the most part. I mean, I would say Glaciade would be somebody that you can probably use in the super end game. I say Duchess probably still fits in some teams at the super end game level. Like I said, I do use Sulfurion for my live arena squad. So he does get used quite a bit. But Lady Noelle, I mean, you see her sometimes. She was a fusion. She does have some cheeky combos with Sir Nick. Rakavaltai does see some play in some Chimera teams at the highest level. She does bring, a cleanse, team revive, plus attack. If I didn't own any of these champions and I had to choose the best of the non-voids and the voids, I would go with Glaciade, and I would probably go with Sulfurion here on day 2. On day 1, if I had to choose one, it's probably going to be Freya if I didn't own her already, and I'd probably go with Grazur here, especially for Ogryn Tribe's hard faction wars. Having a really strong Ogryn, probably is pretty beneficial. So Grazur definitely fits the bill there. But otherwise, both of these are truly skippable progressive events during CVC. Anyways, guys, you guys are all caught up on the upcoming news and event. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about all of this. Are you guys planning to go for any of this? Any plans for the personal rewards CVC that's coming up in 20 hours? Like I said, we will be streaming the CVC on this channel. Make sure you guys drop on by if you guys are around. It is personal rewards, but it's always chill. All right, folks, you guys are all caught up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate your time as always. Have a great Monday, and I'll see you guys in the next video.